Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Life with Perry Martins. My name is Perry Martins. It's the summer season and it's hot and all. So, like I said, it's the summer season, so it's quite discouraging to even come out because the weather is really hot. I come from Africa, but this weather is really hot. Like, woo. And I'm trying to imagine what it will look like, in other parts of the world where the weather is the other way extreme. Meanwhile, today I just want to talk about keeping a positive mindset. Keeping a positive mindset. Do whatever you can to keep a positive mindset. Now, something happened, to me, and I think it's going to benefit anybody who listens to my podcast, right? Something happened to me that taught me the need to always keep a positive mindset. So I am taking driving classes just to get a driver's license. Not that I don't know how to drive. I know how to drive, but I need to get a UAE license. So it means I have to go through the classes to learn how to drive in the UAE, in quotes, right? Now, so they have different steps. First of all, you do general driving classes with a tutor or a instructor, right? And after that, you have to write the test of the school that you are taking the class in, after which you now write the state test or the country level test, which you now pass. When I say write, meaning it's exams, so it's not like you're writing, it's like you take exam and then you are supervised, and then you whether you pass or fail, that will determine the next level you go to, right? So I've gone through this. I had I think it's about how many weeks is that? I think it's about six classes, 6 days of 2 hours class, right? If I'm not mistaken, I can like 6 days or 7 days of 2 hours class. I've forgotten the specific number, right? But basically, it was more than a month. So about a month. So in a month is 4 weeks, right? A month is 4 weeks, right? Yeah, so about a month, and was it? I can't remember. So I was doing 3 classes per week, and I think I did it 6 times. So no, it's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks and 1 hour of the third week. In the third week, 1 hour in the third week, yes. So yeah, so a total of about 6-7 classes, right? Now, during this period, I had a tutor who was teaching me. He is, great guy, right? Tried his best. Even though some of his methods, I didn't like it, but a couple of people told me, you can have them replace him. I'm like, no, it's okay, replace it. There's no need to replace him. Right, but something happened. So after we had done the classes, and I, did the examination, and I passed. And I must give credit, even though I already know how to drive. But when you come to a new place, they have their own rules. So I must give credit to him, for the specific things he hammered on during the classes. So some of the things that really made me excel, because there were 2 of us who did the examination in quotes, or the test in quotes, right? So the test is basically you drive with the examiner, and then he will observe you, observe all the rules, the road rules, all the rules and signs and everything, right? So I passed, and the other guy did not pass, right? So out of gratefulness for my instructor, I decided to buy him a gift, right? And I went ahead and I bought a particular gift. I don't want to mention specifics to avoid, exposing too much, right? But I bought him a particular gift, something that I could afford, right? Yeah, something I could afford. And I bought him something that he's a guy, so I thought of something that a man would need. I mean, let me say it. I bought him a clipper and a very handy clipper that I think a man will need, to shave beards and all, right? So, and I came, and we are. I would think that we are friendly. I would think that we're friendly. So I came, because after the classes, after the driving, you don't have to do, parking test and all the rest. So one of the days I came for parking classes, I saw him and I gave him, because different tutors teach you, different instructors for different, tests or sessions. So when I came, I gave it to him. He was like, "Oh, what is this?" So I said it's a gift. So I now, left. He was with someone there, so he didn't have. We didn't talk a lot. So I went to do my classes. So by the time I was done, I saw him coming towards our car. The car I was using to learn, and my new instructor, was beside me. So he comes around to wine, and I wind down the window. And he was like, I don't really need this. I don't need it. I have about 2 in my house and I don't need it. And he gives it back to me. Right? And in fact, he says, I don't need it. Give it. In fact, give it to, he now mentions the name of the other instructor that was with me in the car and said I should give it to him. Right? So when he said that, I felt somehow. In fact, I felt bad. I felt bad because this is something I planned. In fact, I came late for that class that day just because I needed to go out of my way to get that gift for him. So, him rejecting it made me feel really bad. Like I felt bad. And because I felt bad, and it really messed up my day. Him rejecting that gift really messed up my day. Like, for the first time, because I don't take things to heart. I don't, right? But that's rejecting it messed up my day. Because I kept telling everybody that some of the people that asked me, "Hey, how was your day?" I repeated that thing. Because I felt, even if you have 2 already and you don't need a third one, you could accept the gift and then give it to someone. You cannot now tell me to give the gift to somebody else who is in the car with me. The person will not accept it. And true to form, my new instructor who was sitting beside me, immediately we were done driving and everything, he took the thing because he was the clipper. It was in a leather bag. It was beside me. He took it and gave it to me and like, this is you bought it for the other guy and he doesn't want it, to take it back. So it felt really bad. It really felt bad. And for days, actually, for like about 2-3 days, I felt bad. It really messed up my mind and my emotion. And I don't know why it really hurt me that much. Maybe because I really wanted to give it to him. Maybe because I did it out of, from a grateful heart to say thank you, right? So, now guess what? In fact, it gave me a sore taste, generally about, the school and the people, everything, to the point that when I now, after that day, the next time I was coming was come and do my parking test. And I had such a negative mindset, right, about the test that I did not pass, right? But when I came back and I was now thinking about the whole thing and the whole process, I remembered something that happened when I was still doing driving classes. And I remembered that each of the times that my instructor wanted to, buy me coffee, we were doing 2 hours literally 3 times a week. So it was a lot of time we spent together. But every time he's trying to buy me coffee, I always decline. I said, oh, no, worry, I'm fine. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you too, every time he tried to buy you coffee, you said no. Every time he tried, and he tried several times. I will always decline. Maybe because I didn't feel that my teacher, in quotes, would buy me something and I would take, or that, I shouldn't be drinking coffee while driving. And I don't. Or sometimes people offer things just as courtesy, not necessarily because they want to give you. I don't know. But I started thinking about them, like even you, many times he offered to give you something and you refused or you declined, right? But in the whole thing, what I learned is that you should never let people put you in a place where you feel so bad about and unsure of yourself that you now flunk or fail, in something. Because apart from because that particular occurrence gave me a sore taste about the whole, everybody, literally because this is a new place for me, a new set of people. And I am just I'm less than a year, so these are people I've never met in my life, and I'm just getting to know them. And back home, if someone gives you a gift, you will normally accept it. The only condition to decline a gift back home is if you think that there's a sinister agenda behind it. Then you can decline. Let's say someone is trying to get you to do something for them, and then they're giving you something, and that thing that they want you to do is illegal. That is the condition to decline a gift back home. But as long as someone is giving you a gift in appreciation for what you had already done, so meaning that the reason why they are giving you the gift is not so that you will do something for them, is in appreciation of what you had already done. So which means it's not influencing your judgment in any way. By all means, you should receive the gift, right? Now, the other part of it is, if for some reason you don't need the gift, you can always accept it and give it to someone else. Because I was thinking to myself that if it was a car that I gave him, would he have told me, oh, I have one car at home, so I can't take this one? If it was a house I gave him, would he tell me, oh, I have one house, I can't take this one? If I had given him a gold jewelry, something really worth a lot of money, would he have said, no, I don't want it? He might not have, right? But maybe because he has seen that what I gave him is something he can afford over and over again, he declined it. So all of that thought, I don't know what was going through his mind, but I am just thinking to myself, because I try to learn from life. I learn from life, and I learn from people's experiences and responses. It's very important that we as human beings appreciate everything anybody tries to do for us, because you don't know what impact it will make on that person, right? So even me too, as I was telling myself, it's a new culture for me. So maybe in this culture, people don't take it lightly when you decline anything, even when they offer you as something as small as coffee, right? And the reason why I didn't accept it is not because because of anything, but it's just, for me, it was just a formative stage of connecting with someone, and I felt I had connected with him to the point where, also the other part was that I didn't see the offering to buy you coffee as a thing, right? So For me, it's a learning. It's a whole learning process of understanding other people's culture and how they react. I would probably want to ask him, why did you reject it? If really that why he rejected it is because he has to at home, then I have an issue. I have an issue with it. But then again, it's his business, not my business, right? If he had said, if he had given another reason why he's rejecting it, right, it would have been different. But to say, oh, I have 2 at home and I can't take a third one, I just felt it. I mean, this is my opinion. I mean, if you thought that if you thought that, oh, okay, I don't want to take another one, right? You could have easily accepted and given it to who you want to give it to. Like, since you already know my instructor, maybe you could have just given it to him instead of saying it in his presence that, oh, give it to this person. He will not take it. And true to form, he didn't take it. The other person did not take it because he felt like a rejected gift that is now being transferred from one person to another, right? So number one is, the lesson is we should be careful of the feeling of other people when they go out of their way to do something for us. We have to consider it before we reject or even accept. It's important to consider those ones. 2 is also to just learn and understand the culture of a people, because it's like when you come to my house and I offer you food and you say you will not eat. As an African, I will feel somehow, right? As an African, I will feel somehow because the way I show you that you are welcome to my house is by offering you food or drink or something, and you accept it and at least take it. So me too, I probably need to learn to accept, coffee or drink when someone gives it to me, or offers it to me, whether I want it or not, but just accept it. Because I am also asking myself, is it because of the times I didn't accept his coffee gesture that he in turn did not accept my appreciation for what he did, right? It means a different thing if you tell me another reason why you're not accepting it, not that you have 2 in the house and you don't want to take a third one. I feel that it's not a great, but if you have a different opinion, let me know, but I think, that's not a reason to reject or decline a gift. Because if I had given you something more expensive and more valuable, you would have taken it. You would have taken it. If I had given you something that you really need or want, you would have taken it. If I even had given you something more, even if I had given him, which means if I had bought him like a wristwatch of a couple of maybe $300 or $400 or $1,000, he would have rejected it. No, he wouldn't have. Right? So, but that's something for another day. But this is my thoughts. So, but my lesson or our lesson today is, do not let anything dampen your spirit to the point that you now lose focus, no matter what anybody did to you. Because that whole scenario, it just shifted something in my mind, and then I came to a test I was supposed to pass, and I flunked it. Not like I flunked it badly, it was 5 marks and I made 3 and lost 2. And those 2 were something I was supposed to do, right? Something I was supposed to be able to do, because in fact, I know how to do it, but there was just something about how I was feeling that just did not allow me to put in the energy and the motivation and the focus I needed to be able to achieve it. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Perry Martins. Have an amazing day. Do not let anyone make you doubt yourself and your capacity.